Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
Are you feeling the inflationary squeeze? And could your business do with a bit of financial help? And are you trading in a sector that the government or philanthropists want to promote? Well, help may be at hand. From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Ruchi Gupta specialises in advising small businesses on where and how they can get grants and other funds that they don't have to repay. She says that if you have a good proposition and have managed your risk, you may be able to secure support. Ruchi Gupta starts by outlining to Jeff Waters some of the funding options that are available.
In terms of financial assistance that's available to someone wanting to start their business, everyone knows of the conventional methods, i.e. a bank loan, directly pitching to venture capital companies. Crowdfunding is quite popular. It's really taken off in the last few years, depending, of course, on the idea that you have. And then grants. Grants is something that's very close to my heart. The point of difference with grants is that it's funding that's injected into your business, for the next project, that doesn't usually have to be returned. But that injection for your next project will only come in if you demonstrate potential and you have an adequate risk management strategy. It's not a guaranteed source of income, but that, I guess, is a risk with a lot of other conventional methods as well. So I guess with grants, what needs to also be said is there's certain industries that are more prone to grant funding because they fit a specific need or form part of a government priority sector.
Can you give us some examples there?
Yeah, of course. So from what I have seen, my own experience is that there's a lot of grants that are available in agriculture, solar, not-for-profit, export, mental health, manufacturing, health, because, the government wants to invest in these sectors. They need a boost of, revenue, which is why they become a priority sector for the government. Then there are, of course, private sector injections as well. So there are plenty of foundations out there. There are plenty of industry bodies out there that invest in things like arts, sports, women in business, social issues that need to be addressed with things like homelessness or domestic violence or training or education. So depending on what your business is and what your strategy is for the next 5 to 10 years, there may be a lot of grants available for you. So that, when you're looking at financial assistance, don't just look at bank loans and venture capital or crowdfunding. I urge you to also have a look at grants that are out there.
Are they a reliable source of income, though?
Yes and no. It's not a guaranteed source of income, and your success depends on a multitude of things. So what I have seen from doing grant applications for such a long time is that you really need to demonstrate understanding of your target market and competitive landscape. You need to demonstrate financial and operational capability. So what I mean by that is if you don't have experience in running a business, that's fine. Hire a co-founder that does. So for example, if you're building an app and you have a business idea, but you also think more from a business strategy point of view, hire someone that has a tech background or that has worked on apps before. Or if you don't have access to a co-founder, hire an advisory board that can provide valuable input. When it comes to grants, you also need to think about your business strategy. You need to show potential. So it's not just with your existing product, you also need to think about the longevity of the business. So where do you plan on taking this business? The other very, very important thing is your risk appetite. So the higher the risk, the more solidified your risk mitigation plan needs to be. Grants are all about showing capability, but also that managing risk, which is the same as, if you were to apply for a bank loan or go to an investment company, it comes down to how do you manage those risks? So with any new idea, the risk is very, very high. Why should someone invest $5 million in your company? So you need to think about that risk management piece as well. So do your due diligence.
If you want a business advisor that walks with you and not just talks with you, then Mazars is the right fit for your business. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.
You gave us a list of various grants earlier, but Are there some that are more commonly available than others?
Well, depending on the time of the year, there may be plenty of grants available. But my own experience shows, like I've just said before, they're driven more by government priority sectors and the private sector injections as well, that are normally driven by their core values. What I mean by that is, in terms of government sector, I see a lot of grants currently open in agriculture, in solar. Not-for-profit gets a lot of attraction. Their export, the EMDG grant, Export Market Development Grant, has just opened up as well. There's been a lot of boost in mental health recently, so there's a few grants around for that. Manufacturing, if you're an Australian-based business that is manufacturing here. And then health. Health is a core focus area for the government, so you will always find, regardless of the time of the year, you will always find grants in medical research as well as delivery of service.
So we've talked about financial help, but what sort of non-financial support is available for businesses?
That's a really good question. And this is something that a lot of business owners are not actually aware of, is that there are a lot of great accelerator programs out there. So if you are wanting to start a business and you feel that, the risk is too high, it's overwhelming, look, I urge you to have a look at accelerator programs that are in the market. Why? Because they give you access to experienced facilitators and industry specialists, right? And the best part is they're not just Australia-based. Some of these give you access to a global network. So ones at the moment that I know of that are very, very popular, Amazon Launchpad is a great program that's currently underway. There's also recently what's come up is an Entrepreneurship World Cup that also gives you access to experienced industry network, a great way to make global connections. Entrepreneur Program is one that's stuck around for a while, run by the Australian government. And then there's one, it's called Accelerating Commercialization if you're based in Victoria. So how that works, and this one gets a lot of attention. If you've got an idea with high potential, it gives you access to the right people to help you commercialize that idea. And if you're successful in going through that program, you're then invited for a second round, which actually gives you funding as well into the business and commercializing that idea.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So I've heard all of this advice from you today. You've mentioned many programs. How do I find out about all of this stuff? Where do I go for help?
Yeah, there are plenty of government resources available. So business.gov.au is a great website. Grants.gov.au is also a great website. The ATO's website has a lot of great information. Also about things like wage subsidies, for example. We didn't talk about that, but that may be something of interest to some businesses as well. And of course, we can assist you as well.
That was Ruchi Gupta, founder and CEO of the Launchpad Co. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow at BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.